They're great. They are great. Good morning, everyone. It's great to have you with us on this very cloudy, rainy day. But that's okay. It's good for the grass and the trees and all the things that we need to grow. And we're going to go into spring, I know, tomorrow or the day after. Okay. Is there anybody here from another Unity? Is there anybody here for the first time? Raise your hand high. We have a gift for you if you're here for the first time. Okay. Keep your hand up. Our ushers will come down and give you that gift. All right. We have an opportunity today to tune in again to that divine awareness that lives and grows within us as we do the spiritual practice day after day. Today, Santisha will speak to you directly to your consciousness, and you are going to be lifted and carry that truth with you into your life, and it's going to make all the difference in your world. Look forward to this talk.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder. Welcome those of you who are joining us online and those of you who are joining us here in person. My name is Mike Shadle. I'm the administrator here at Unity of Boulder. If you ever need anything or have any questions or want to rent space here, just call the office and ask for Mike, and I'll get you set up or get you some answers. I would like to start off today by explaining definitely to those who are here in person in the room, but also to those who are watching online. We have a lot of new opportunities to hang out, meet people, and help out Unity of Boulder here with a lot of different clubs we have. You're going to see our entertainment club, which has been performing the past few weeks here. This little small choir you're going to see. It, for example, requires absolutely no commitment. If you feel like doing it one week, just show up here at 10 a.m. and they're going to practice for it. And all you have to do is show up and just have a good time, or you could do it every week. But we got a whole bunch of other clubs that help out in different areas of this church, and there's some sign-ups for it in the lobby. All you have to do is sign up, put your email down, and we'll contact you and get you plugged in. And it's a great way to meet other people here at Unity of Boulder who are on the same path as you, and it's just a good time all around anyways. So definitely check that out. Definitely sign up for that. There's more information about each of the clubs in your handout, so check those out and come on, join us.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity today. Happy Mother's Day. So this is the moment in the service where it's a call to prayer, and if you're facing a challenge in life right now, or you have family or friends that are facing a challenge, there's sheets of paper in front of you that you can put their name down, and Lisa, who's on our prayer team, will come down the middle aisle and collect those names, and then she'll put them in our prayer box where they'll be prayed over for 30 days here in Unity of Boulder, and then sent to Silent Unity in Unity Village in Kansas City, and they'll be prayed over for another 30 days, 24 hours a day. So it's always okay to put a prayer for ourselves. What we're doing is we're not changing God. We know that God is not separate from ourselves. We're aligning with the knowing that the power lives within us to heal anything when we can change our concepts, change our paradigms, change our minds around the discord or the limitation we're holding about self. So this is really a practice of our alignment with Christ's Spirit that we are right here and now. But we sing this song to get in that alignment, and so we ask you to join us. Here we go. And so it is. And now we have the opportunity to listen to Sierra Samuel, who's one of our greatest soloists, and also on the board of directors. And then we have John Crowder. Okay, here we go. Let's have a warm welcome for Sierra and John.
The only problem with that chant is I'm kind of blissed out, and I gotta come back to earth. Gotta ground. But this is a good song. This one's from Kenny Rogers, believe it or not. And you know when you're walking down and you're living your life and all of a sudden you make the wrong turn? Well, just remember, love will turn you around. That's what this song's about. Feel free to join us singing it. You can run, you can hide, never let it inside. Keep living your life in the dark. Sooner or later, that gentle persuader is gonna catch up with your heart. Make you a dreamer, believer, believer in love. Right when a man's doing all that he planned, if he thinks he's got just what he needs, life will deliver a shock that will shiver him, driving him down to his knees. Dreams are given, living again. It's your mind that takes you in, leave every time. Love will turn you around, turn you around. It's your heart that talks you into staying where you are. Love will turn you around, turn you around. Out of the blue, she urges for you, and you tell her you don't have the time. So you move away fast, but you know it won't last, 'cause you can't get her off of your mind. Thoughts are turning around. How do you know when to say or to go? And how do you know when it's real? You don't need a sign to make up your mind. You got your heart at the wheel. It's a shame. Caring again. It's your mind that tricks you in, leaving every time. Love will turn you around, turn you around. It's your heart that talks you into staying where you are. Love will turn you around, turn you around. Love will turn you around, turn you around. Love will turn you around, turn you around. Don't forget it.
The entertainment club up, and we're going to sing Imagine together. Oh, good. Okay. Can you get closer? I've got a mic on.
You're to sing with us.
We can all rise because we do expect to sing. Come on. Stand up. Let's get some energy. And while you're standing, let's say, thank you, God, for this beautiful day.
Thank you, God, for this beautiful day.
And turn and meet one another and get each other's names.
Thank you, God, for this.
Peace. Thank you, God, for you. It's so good to have you here. Don't take so long to come back. Yes. I think they're doing it right now, too. And pat yourselves on the back and say, thank you, God, for me. When we appreciate ourselves, we're much better to others in this world. When we like ourselves and love each other, we reflect that kind of love to others. So that's always important, right? So today, if you came here because of advertising, I was going to be doing a different talk called Call It All Joy. But unfortunately, it changed in the middle of the night last night. And unfortunately, I realized it was Mother's Day, and on Thursday I was like, okay, it's Mother's Day. I didn't do anything about Mother's Day. And I think I was sort of like subconsciously avoiding Mother's Day because I have a son graduating from high school in 2 weeks, and I'm really in that mother space of all the feels that happen when you've done all this work to get them ready to fly. And I didn't know if I could really conquer the topic, but then yesterday I was observing my husband who lost his mother this year, and he was just in a state of being with that loss. And I could feel vibrationally, when you've been married to somebody for a long time, you feel their feelings, and all I wanted to do was fix it. And I've done grief, and I've experienced grief, and I knew I couldn't do anything to fix it other than just be with. But feeling the feeling in his energy and his being, it reminded me how powerful, how beautiful, how exceptional mothers are in our lives. And if you're not a mother sitting here, you have a mother, right? So mothers are a current that connect all of us, right? So I realized I have to do a talk on Mother's Day. So the title is A Mother's Unconditional Love, the Great Gift. One of the most powerful individuals on the face of the earth is a mother. When a mother gets up in the morning, she's anointed by the unseen realms. She leans upon her own understanding and is an open channel of the divine within her to guide and direct her to whatever is being called for her children each day. A mother's sacrifice is paramount in the building of the children's wings to fly from the nest one day. She does all this, loves all this, even with the promise that they will leave her one day. And I can really, really relate with that right now, and I know many of my friends, because we all had children around the same time, we're all kind of in it. And on Friday night, I was talking to my girlfriend because Tyler finally passed the last class that actually said he will actually graduate from high school, which has been by the skin of his teeth, right? I raised an artist, what a shocker, okay? He's a musician, and he does very well in that world. But as far as, like, the grades go, he's been a senior for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, that senioritis, it's been like, get to school, Tyler, please get to school, Tyler. It's like every day I get the phone call, he's missed a class. It's just been a nightmare. So I'm a little relieved that he's going to graduate from high school, to be honest. But the profound feeling like you did it, you know? You did it, because this has been the boy that's been probably my one child that has probably stressed me out the most, because he has been so connected to the ethereal more than the rooted into the human experience. And so I'm particularly over nervous about him, and I have been since the day he entered this world. So I want to acknowledge all the mothers today, the grandmothers, the foster mothers, the stepmothers, the surrogate mothers, any mother figures, moms to be, and obviously fur baby mothers, because some of us didn't get the opportunity to be able to have children of our own, but I'm sure as women we tend to mentor other children, and that's how we show up, because the mother is in all of us, whether we actually bear our own children or not. I always like to laugh about my mom and dad, and especially my mom, because our relationship and the dynamic, if you've been in this church or been in the choir, everybody's seen the dynamic of Norma and Santisha, which, what can I say about it? Very real. There's lots of books written about mothers and daughters like us. Yet we've stood in there. We've worked by each other all of my adult life and sung together and made 6 CDs together, and we've done it all together with very different personality types. And I love one of her origin stories that she would tell us as kids. She would always tell us about our conception story, and she made it clear that none of us kids were wanted. It just started there, right? A very New York way to be like, we're not going to sugarcoat this thing, okay? When I'd be like, you love this one more? She's like, no, actually, none of you are wanted. So that feeling was there's no competition. We all started at the base, right? And then she talked about how when she did end up pregnant, she had to hide it from my dad for 6 months because they both really didn't want kids. And she'd asked God to tell Jack that she was pregnant so she didn't have to come clean. And then he would come to her with this, aha, you're having a baby. So all of a sudden it was fine because he figured it out first. I'm merely razzing them. These are stories but it's a laughter thing. We're a very funny, sarcastic, silly family because obviously we knew that the sun rised and it actually set on us. We knew that we were their entire world, so they could joke like that with us, right? That New York humor would work. I was also told as a child that they loved my older brother, Dell, so much that they were afraid they would smother him, so they conceived me to distract them from all that overbearing love. I've heard that one multiple times, so I'm the distraction. Well, they've had this distraction in their face for a very long time from Dell. Right. And I share this with a cheeky happiness in me because it's not from pain. It's from these weird people that raised me. They are eccentric. They are powerful. They are special. They are magical. They didn't follow any stereotypes from TV shows of how they were supposed to raise kids. They followed their soul and their heart, and they did it tremendously, right? So I didn't get a complex from these stories. It cracks me up to think how these stories could have scathed me, but it is this factor that makes me love them all the more. They're a couple of loons from New York that never had us wanting for anything, and they never lied to us. My mom always says that because she never planned on having children, she never contemplated how she would be a mom, handle it, and so on. She was just completely in the present of the experience, and she did such a great job. We knew we were her world, literally. And we knew we were Jack's world, but he had this whole congregation that he was overseeing, so you all were his world too. And my mom would say when we'd get frustrated that we didn't get my dad enough in our lives, she'd say, your dad came here to be a father for so many more than just you guys. And we understood that his life was to give to this congregation, so you were his family as well. And to my mama's, of course. She took every opportunity to teach us about God, spirit, reincarnation, God's creatures and animals, and how to walk gently on the earth and not to leave a footprint. In the Bible, John 15:16, it says, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. One of the most commonly asked questions regarding reincarnation is about whether we choose our parents. And if so, why? The answer, which is of course yes, happens to shed light on the concept of karma. We do choose our parents, yet it isn't merely the parents that we select, but the lifestyle, personalities, and experience a particular family offers. This is a selection over which our angels hold particular influence. There may be many sets of parents who are attractive to the incoming entity, and it is only with the angels' help that the right ones are chosen. Even though we may be completely unhappy with our parents, and at one time or another, most of us have felt this way, our parents are the correct parents for our soul's karmic needs. So if you had difficult parents, there was some sort of a karmic contract that you knew you were going to come in and push up against to grow the soul, right? And my mom and I have had that, for sure. So, I see all the choir members that have been in the choir for 30 years, they're like, yeah, we know what she's talking about. So in the Chinese zodiac, my mom is a goat, and I am an ox. And it says in the zodiac, it says, goat and the ox may have to work to make the relationship flow smoothly, since in opposite signs in the Chinese zodiac, the relationship may be marked by friction. The problem results from these two signs' opposing sensibilities. The dreamy, eccentric goat, which is my mom, is bound to find the conservative, The dreamy, eccentric goat is bound to find the conservative, sensible ox to be restrictive influence, while the strong and practical ox is likely to find the sensitive and high-strung goat to be over-emotional, even irrational. Isn't this interesting? Okay, none of these qualities is inherently negative, but these particular signs may well find themselves straining against the confines imposed by the other's personality. Who has that in a relationship with family members? And so when you look at it, like, there is an actual divine order in it, right? We could think, God, why was I given this mother that day in and day out I have to deal with this, which I have felt that at moments. And now looking from the vantage point of looking back, I get it. I get it, right? I can say, working side by side next to my mother all these years, I think we finally got it right. The absolute acceptance of each other and not trying to make the other fit in some mold that makes us feel more comfortable has established peace between us. It's been a tough journey at times, but to be on this side of it, we have learned so much spiritually by this mother and daughter relationship. So angels are able to access the Akashic records and to note an entity's past deeds, intent, and experiences. This is as far as the reincarnation aspect. When it's the soul's turn to come into a physical body, a great deal of effort and coordination is involved. Should the entity be born to a single mother? Should it be adopted? Should there be two devoted, loving parents? The possibilities are carefully explained to the entity, us. A lifetime of easy karma, comfort, and affluence may offer little opportunity for growth and challenge. So there you go. So that difficult relationship with parent, that easy road would not have grown the soul the way that it's grown you to be a better parent to your children, to be a better spouse to your person, right? We grow the soul and we stop the trajectory. We change what we could keep continuing in this world and change the paradigm of what we want to bring into this world. And we can't learn how to do that without being pushed up against obstacles, against personalities that don't fit in our regime. We learn to get softer. We learn to live in surrender, and we also learn to flow and accept others as they are. To accept somebody completely, even if you don't agree with them, is freeing. Freeing beyond. So, the possibilities are carefully explained to the entity. A lifetime of easy karma, comfort, and influence may offer little opportunity for growth or challenge. A lifetime of difficult karma, however, may be just what the soul needs to balance previous experiences and proceed at an accelerated pace. Right? So my son is graduating in less than 2 weeks. I have a very special bond with Tyler. Not better than my girls, but because I had lost his brother almost a year to the day before he was born, the bond I had and have with Ty, when they laid him in my arms, I've held on to him a little tighter. I've had unnecessary panic and overprotective qualities with him. He and I share something, a bond between us that really can't be explained as far as the intuitive heart connection we hold together. And I'm sure if you have multiple children, you'll know there's one that worries you the most, and there's one that tests you the most, right? You love them all exactly the same, but there's one that has a synergy that's almost like an extension of your soul. And Tyler has that with me, right? So I was sharing a few weeks ago when I lost his brother and how I had to use affirmations when I was carrying Tyler to stay without having a broken womb to build my boy so that he could come in this world and be fully realized and not have to recreate what I had experienced with his brother. And I used affirmations like, I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be the child's mother this lifetime. It was a much longer affirmation than that, filled with every fresh possibility for this child, Ty. And when I would walk for miles carrying my now son, Tyler, I would repeat the entire affirmation script. It was on paper at first until it was fully memorized, and I would just repeat the entire thing over and over again. This affirmation script afforded me a time with my unborn son as he developed inside me in a state of the glimmer of his beautiful arrival, instead of the trigger of the unforeseen possibility of having my worst nightmare happen and possibly have a repeat of what happened with his brother Luca. I had to move myself energetically out to be able to build a perfectly whole baby. I had met my true self in that year, carrying Ty. My heart was so full and so ready for his arrival, and when he was laid in my arms, no moment in my life touched that connection and love that he and I shared. To come out full circle in that year with a living, chunky, big, healthy baby. My soul was full, and every one of my children, everyone was blessed by the transformation that had happened within this spiritual awakening that came through the hardest heartbreak of my life. And that's mother, right? That was mother, right? So my experience of mother is I was a mother to Arinya for 10 years at that point, my eldest daughter. And I sometimes look back and I feel sad that she got the young version of me. I was like a sister to her. I was like a big sister. I mean, we were just two peas in a pod out in the world, tackling the world. But now I became a mother in a different way. I understood what the role meant. I understood the spiritual being that I had to be to hold shelter and space and listening and grace. I was a different mother to her versus Tyler and Katya, who came after him. But the blessing of that experience and being able to hold Ty and hold that boy and feel a wholeness that I had never felt in my entire life, a homeostasis, a peace, a feeling of God incarnate in my soul, has blessed my older daughter at this point too, right? So it reflects in that way, and she's such an amazing daughter. She's in Hawaii today, and she just sent me a clip of us. She's cute. Like, she likes to send me little clips of videos because she's always filming because she does vlogs around the world, and so she's always getting clips of different things. And we went to Italy last year, 2 years ago, and we were on this veranda, this huge veranda of this beautiful Airbnb that we're staying in because she was doing filming of that Airbnb, so that's how she affords her way to travel all over the world. And on this porch was lemon trees and these little orange trees and all these beautiful fruits and everything. And she said, you got to eat one of these little oranges. I can't remember the name of it. Kumquat. And I didn't get a warning, and I'd never eaten one before. She says, you eat it with the peel. Well, she happened to turn on her camera when I went to bite it, and when I bit it, my whole body like jerked back because the sourness just exploded. And we'd already had some wine, so the two of us are just laughing beyond my reaction of this sour moment. And she sent that to me this morning. Happy Mother's Day. Right, like this funny moment that we were hysterically laughing. And I love that she sees me that way, that she sees me as playful, because that's a very playful memory. When there's a lot of memories she could look back on and it wouldn't be as playful, right? That's a wonderful reminder from your child that you've done something right. So the other day, Ty looked a little off, my son, and I asked him how he was doing. He said, with such a look of intensity, I don't know what to expect after graduation. I didn't really know what I want to do for a living, how to tackle this life thing. And he sat down on the couch next to me, and we just sat there in silence for a few minutes. Just the resonance of that statement that he made, I didn't have an answer for him. But sometimes just being with the feeling of what he shared has more of an impact to show him that we can just be with these feelings and not run away from them. I didn't want to pile it on. I didn't want to tell him what the future looks like. This is his turn now to figure out what is next. And I made it clear, did you know that every single person on this planet has had to do this break and go into the world? Like, if you think about, you're not alone in this. Everybody's done this. So when you feel that sense of fear that you're separate or different, you're a part of the whole. We've all done it. And we all found our life, and we found it abundantly. Just keep being a beautiful human being in this world, and you will be reflected back a wonderful career, a wonderful life. Just be kind. Be the beauty that you are. That's all you have to know at this point, and just keep stepping in when opportunities show up. Be brave. Try new things all the time. When a mother gets up in the morning, she's anointed by the unseen realms. She leans upon her own understanding and is an open channel of the divine within her to guide and direct her to whatever is being called for her children each day. And if you're a mother, you know, I was saying this earlier, you're as happy as your most unhappy child in life. When people say, "How are you doing?" You're as happy as your most unhappy child, or you're as happy as your most unhappy animal. That's how much love we have. Like, self doesn't really live there in a way, even though we've been taught in the airplanes that we're supposed to put our mask on first and then put it on the child. That's just not instinctual. That is not natural in any way, shape, or form. We would be saving our husbands' faces before ourselves. It's like, everybody's okay, now I might survive this. That's the beauty of a mother. That's the mother I was raised by, too. Khalil Gibran on children writes, "Your children are not your children, though. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrows may go swift and far." That's the hard part. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves us the bow that is stable. So mothers play a critical role in the spiritual formation of their children, as do fathers as well. You are the key faith influencers in the lives of your children. I wouldn't trade being a mom for anything. There's one thing we understand is that I take responsibility for the spiritual investment in my children's lives. As a spiritual center here, we want to come alongside as a resource for parents, not to replace, but just to be a resource of spirituality to better equip the parents to equip the children of our future. You could have the best children's ministry hour in town, but if the parents are not growing spiritually, then the children can't grow with you as well. So I really want to encourage and challenge our parents and future parents and grandparents to live their spiritual practice and meditate every day and embrace their role as the spiritual mentors for our future children. I'm going to share this video with you.
Just give me 1 second. Thank
Sure.
you. Sorry. Hey. 2 minutes. Thank you. Hi, good afternoon. Sorry about that.
Oi. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Have you ever done one of these interviews over the camera before?
No.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the job to get started with. It's not just a job, it's sort of probably the most important job. The title that we have going right now is Director of Operations, but it's really kind of so much more than that. Responsibilities and requirements are are really quite extensive. First category for the requirements would be mobility. This job requires that you must be able to work standing up most or really all of the time, constantly on your feet, constantly bending over, constantly exerting yourself, a high level of stamina.
Okay.
That's a lot.
For how many hours?
135 hours to unlimited hours a week. It's basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I'm sure you'll have a chance from time to time to maybe just sit down here and there, yeah?
You mean like a break?
Yeah.
No, there are no breaks available.
Is that even legal?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, so like no lunch?
You can have lunch, but only when the associate is done eating their lunch.
I think that's a little intense.
No,
Not possible.
that's crazy.
Now, this position requires excellent negotiation and interpersonal skill. We're really looking for someone that might have a degree in medicine, in finance, and the culinary arts. You must be able to wear several hats. Associate needs constant attention. Sometimes they have to stay up with an associate throughout the night. Being able to work in a chaotic environment, if you had a life, we'd ask you to sort of give that life up. No vacations. In fact, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and holidays, the workload is going to go up, and we demand that with a happy disposition.
That's almost cruel. That's almost a very, very sick, twisted joke.
But when there's time to sleep or...
Oh, no time to sleep.
Yeah, all-encompassing almost.
That's exactly right.
365 days a year?
Yes.
No, that's inhumane.
That's very insane.
The meaningful connections that you make and the feeling that you get from really helping your associate are immeasurable. Also, let's cover the salary. The position is going to pay absolutely nothing.
Excuse me?
No. Nobody's doing that for free.
Yeah, pro bono. Completely for free.
No.
What if I told you there's someone that actually currently holds this position right now? Billions of people, actually.
Who?
Moms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moms.
That's awesome.
And they meet every requirement, don't they?
Oh my God. Moms are the best.
Yeah, there's no pay. They're 24 hours. They're always there.
Now I'm thinking about my mom.
Yeah, and what are you thinking about her?
I'm thinking about all those nights and everything.
Thank you so much for everything you do. I know it doesn't seem like I appreciate all of it, but I definitely do.
So, Mom, I want to say thank you for everything that you've done. I love you very much. You've been there through thick and thin. My mom is just awesome. She's awesome.
It really is, like, in reflection, even as a mother, you can't believe that she gave all that, but to do, and you survive it. And then they become teenagers, and they're driving their own cars, and you have to learn to put them in God's hands now. Like, they've gone off now, and it's like having to hold a space. You know, that Spirit has their life in their hands, and talk about a whole other level of parenting when you get to this end. I have a 16-year-old who's driving as well, and my soul's like, I need to gather them, I gotta gather them, but it's like, no, they're finding their way now, and it's, now I have to find my way. What is this next phase? You know, what is next for me? So a mother was asked, what was the best part of being a mom? And she wrote, oh, everything, the love, the joy, the purpose. And then she was asked, what is the hardest part of being a mom? She said, knowing I won't be here forever, so I won't be able to take care of them. I think that pretty much sums it up It demonstrates the caring, compassion, and love that is typically exhibited by mothers towards their children. So now we're going to give you an opportunity to go around and stand up and share, if you would like, a message to your mother that might be here with you today or has crossed over, but we're going to honor them and make sure that they know that they might not be in the physical, but they'll never be forgotten, and they're in our hearts, because we know that this veil is thin when we're thinking of our loved ones that have passed over, that they are here with us, and that we can communicate on a special day where we're all so focused towards mothers. So if you want to start, you can just put your hands up.
Yeah,
and Jack
put your
will bring
hand
the
up, and
microphone.
I'll hand you the mic, and you can tell us about your mom.
And try to keep it like 1 minute.
Yeah, keep it short.
2 tops.
My mom's name was Rosalind, or Rose Rosalinda, and she left the earth in 1985 when I was 19. And this talk today, actually Norma reminds me of my mom, very creative, incredible. I get her dressing from, that's my mom. She expressed art in every breath, and she loved me and my dad and brother with all her heart. And I am learning still today that if that's true, and like the angels got together with me and said, okay, you're going to have some work, I'm still working how to release the grief of letting go of her because of her love, and learning that her love is with me as I live right now, and I get up and show up to Unity and get to know people. Because part of me wants to hide, and that's not my mom. She was always out there giving and loving. So I honor my mom and her presence in my life still, because as I live, she lives, her presence of love lives in me, and I know that's what she wanted, was for me to share my unique, not that I'm special, we're all special to give ourselves as we are. And that's why I stood up, because I love my mom. And thank you.
My mom, I annotate to her a lot of the difficulties that I had growing up. My mom, I annotate a lot of the difficulties that I had growing up. There was a lot of focus on my brother and some legal things that he was dealing with, and they also owned a business too. So I was kind of like outcasted, it felt like, and I explained this to her, and she always gets pretty emotional and saying that she's so sorry and that she did the best that it is that she could. But I'm saying it to her out of gratitude because I didn't get to experience what love was like growing up, and I had to go through a lot of the things that I did. It made me who I was today, and definitely highlighted a lot of the relationships that I have right now, and I'm just eternally grateful for her and for all the things that I've been through, difficult or not. So, yeah, happy Mother's Day to her.
Hey, I'm Logan. My mom's right here, and yeah, just watching that video just really touched my heart, because I've really put my mom through hell with the life choices I've made, and I don't know, I think for the amount she's sacrificed and given for me, and I just get lost in my own world and my own life and my own problems, and I just forget how much she's given to me and shown up for me and loved me throughout all my ups and downs and fights and running and doing my own thing, and still shows up for me today. And I don't think I'd be here without her, with all the challenges I've faced in life. And so I just want to say I love her, even though I don't show up perfectly still, and still have my own struggles and areas I need to grow in. I look forward to this new chapter in our relationship, as me as a man, and she still as my mother. So I love you.
I'm Naomi. I'm here with my mom, Diane. And when Santisha was sharing her the memory that was shared. I remembered when I would go to Girl Scout camp for sometimes a week or two at end, and you would write me letters like a week or two in advance, I would think, because I would get a letter every day at camp. Every day. And so the forethought and the love that you, I don't know, you give me all the time, but that's a very precious memory. Love you.
Hi, my name is Summer. I'm here with my mother, Carolyn, and I just want to take this opportunity. She's visiting me from Florida, so I'm really excited that she's here for Mother's Day. And recently my father died a few months ago, and it really shows you the impermanence of life and the way that you've shown up for my sister and I during this time of transition. It's, every day that goes by, I just want to thank you so much for who you are and what you've been and how you cheerlead us and show up for us. And she's the type of woman that lightens and brightens any room that she walks in. And you're such an incredible woman, and I'm so grateful to be your daughter. And I love you forever and always.
This is my mom right here. She is a wonderful lady. And I have also put her through hell. And I am just glad that we made it out alive. And she's really the best lady that I've ever met. And she taught me how to love and to love without boundaries. So, yes.
Oh, my heart is so full and it's also breaking. I can't stop crying. So beautiful. My mother's earthly name was Grace, and she was full of grace. She was a beauty queen, and she was so many things. She was full of life. She was a wonderful hostess, and she was damn smart. And it was hard sometimes, and she was hard when I was little, and she was not always the mom I wished she was, and we didn't have the relationship I wished we had. But she did, I see now as a mom, she did the best she could, and I'm so, so grateful. And I think, I just want to say, hey, Mom, I love you so much. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for loving me. And thank you for taking care of Loic up there, my baby.
I just want to mention my mom, Barbara. She's in North Carolina, lives near my brother and his family, and how much I very much love her. And my father passed away about 2.5 months ago as well. Somebody mentioned that, so it really does. I'm so grateful to have her still in my life. She's 85. And I just want to mention one memory when I was a little boy. She would sometimes come in my room and just kiss me on the forehead. And sometimes when she did it, I didn't wake up because I didn't want to ruin the memory, and I liked it. And so but then I think about all the times she probably did that I didn't wake up. So yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge Barbara today too. Thank you.
I was just going to say something real quick. I did not understand my mother until like 6 months ago when I had my own trauma and chaos in my life. And my son went off to college and all these transitions, so much change. And all of a sudden it hit me and I was like, I see now. She did her best. Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned that mothers have a child that they worry about more than most. I think that might have been me. I think I condemned my mum to a lot of sleepless nights that she didn't deserve. very consumed with myself so that I couldn't see that she always tried her best and that her best was extremely good. And I have a very good relationship with her now. I tell her I love her every time that I speak with her. I get to watch her being a grandmother, and she lives in England, but she usually tunes in, so if she's watching, I love you, Mum.
Okay.
I wonder sometimes about the karmic contract I signed with my mom, why I did that, why she did that. We fought like cats and dogs. And through all that, I know she loved me in her way, in her unique way. And I didn't really realize what our relationship was like, what love was, or why things were the way they were until later in her life when I found out that she, from her mom did not ever say, I love you, till her deathbed. Her mom's last breath on earth was, I love you. So I realized my mom had such difficulty loving, but she did it in her way. And I regret, at the end of her life, she wanted to see me, she knew she was dying, and I wanted to go visit her. But I didn't. And it's okay, because she visited me right after she died. She was I saw her. She came to visit me in my place here in Boulder. And I saw her spirit, and she said, it's okay. I forgive you. And I said, I forgive you, Mom. I know we fought, and it was the perfect contract. And I love you. Wherever you are, you know that. Thank you.
Well, that was some beautiful sharing. Thank you for opening up your hearts. And for those of you that were saying your prayers into the universe, they were heard too. You don't have to speak them out loud, that we have that direct connection. Even if they live in a state away or they're in the spirit world, we can always speak to our loved ones in our prayers and in our whispers. We're always connected in some way. So I think we'll take an offering for unity now.
Yes, we will.
Okay. I've got the paperwork for you.
So there are many different ways that you can make an offering to Unity of Boulder to continue to support the life-transforming messages that we share here at Unity. And if you're electronically oriented, you can use the QR code that's on your handout, and for Venmo and PayPal. For those of you that are at home, you can tune into our website. In the right-hand corner, there's a green dot right there. You can hit that and you can donate. If you're watching live stream, just scroll down just at the link at the bottom of the live stream. We appreciate you taking care of Unity of Boulder, because it's here that we share the truth as we understand it in the best possible ways we can. So to all of you, to all you moms out there, thank you for being part of this experience. And right here, we can bring our tithes and gifts into our hands. We can bless them with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. And we have the opportunity to listen to Sierra and company share their music.
Well, I'm going to give them a better introduction than they had earlier this morning.
Okay.
They deserve a real introduction. We're going to give a real introduction here to Sierra Samuels and Jonathan Crowder here. Sierra, as you know, you've probably seen her on our stage as one of our soloists a million times. What you might not know is she's also serves Unity of Boulder as a member of our board of directors. Yes, thank you for that. That is awesome. And she has brought a guest with her today, Jonathan Crowder, who is a multi-instrumentalist vocalist who performs regularly and facilitates diverse groups, retreats, conferences, etc. in sacred sound and musical experiences for organizational development and personal spiritual growth. Welcome to our stage, Jonathan.
Thank you very much. We're going to be performing a song that Jonathan wrote today. You want to tell us about it?
Yes. Thank you for all the sharings, too. That was really nice and meaningful, too, and I appreciate the video. That video was excellent. I was feeling to the divine resonance, this heartbeat, and this chant came through, and today I'm feeling it also. I invite you just to feel this divine love, this divine heartbeat, the love we receive from our mothers who are still present, those who are no longer with us, and this universal divine love that loves every part of us, this motherly love. So it's called the Sacred Vibration, and I'll cue you a little bit. I'd love to have you sing with us too. Can you feel the sacred vibration loving you, loving you, loving you? Can you feel the sacred vibration loving you,
Jonathan, you're welcome back anytime. That was fun. All right, well, if you're facing a challenge and you'd like to share it with someone, we have prayer partners available to you. They're standing up over here. If you're facing that challenge, just stay seated in your seat at the completion of the service, and they will come and pray with you. Today, we don't have a fellowship. We have fellowship for a little bit, but today's Mother's Day, so we just hope you'll get out and go have a nice lunch and spend some time with family today, or ponder the beauty of your family. So we're going to circle up and sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. Here, come down here. We got room for you. Here we go. Here. Oh, come with us. Here you go. Mommy and daughter. All right, here we go. Center that dances together stays together.
Yeah.
a circle group right now if you want to discuss the sermon for about 15 minutes and share what's on your heart. And then we're going to all go have our lunches for Mother's Day. So I'll meet you back there in 2 minutes if you want to discuss the talk today. All right.